Okay, in this example of the gradient, we actually have some questions that will help us better understand our interpretations of the gradient that we reviewed in the last couple of videos. So let's consider the paraboloid f of xy equals 4 plus x squared plus 3y squared. And our first question is if we're located at the point 2, negative a half, 35/4 on this paraboloid, in which direction should we move to climb the surface at the maximum rate? Well, from our findings, if we line up our unit vector with our gradient of our surface at a point, then we know we are moving in the direction of steepest ascent. So we want to climb the paraboloid in the direction of the gradient at this point. So let's find our gradient, and then we'll find the gradient at the specific point 2, negative 1, 35/4. So recall that the gradient is a vector in 2 dimensions for our surface in 3 dimensions that gives us the partial derivatives with respect to x and the partial derivative with respect to y. So if we find the partial with respect to x for our paraboloid, we see that that will just be 2x. And our partial with respect to y for the paraboloid will be 6y. Now, we want our gradient at our specific point when x is 2 and y is negative a half. So our partial derivative when x is 2 has a value of 4, and our partial derivative with respect to y when y is negative a half, since this is only depends on y, will be a negative 3. So our gradient at our point when the x value is 2 and the y value is negative 1/2 is the vector for negative 3. So if we travel in the direction of this vector, then we will be climbing fastest on our surface starting at the point 2, negative 1, 35/4. Okay, now the second question is, well, what is the rate of travel? Okay, well, the rate of travel will be the magnitude of this vector. The magnitude of the gradient is how fast we are. It's actually the value of the directional derivative, it's the slope. So it's the rate of change in which we are climbing up the paraboloid. And that will be the square root of 16 plus 9, which is 5. So whatever that means, the rate at which we are climbing is 5 units of z, 5 units of z. Okay, now let's talk about in which direction should we move if we want to go down the paraboloid starting at that point at the maximum rate. And that direction will be in the opposite direction. So we want to go in the opposite direction of the gradient at the point 2, negative a half. And so that will be in the direction of the vector negative 4, 3. And that will lead us to the direction in which we go at the fastest descent, have the fastest descent. That rate will be the opposite of the magnitude of our gradient at this point. And so that rate will just be negative 5. Okay, and now a more interesting question that's going to get us to a new idea is, well, what if we're at the point 3, 1, 16, so we're at a different point and we want to know in what direction should we go so that there is no change in height. There's no change in my function values. Well, we explored that earlier and we said we would have to travel in the direction perpendicular to the gradient. right? We saw that if we choose a unit vector perpendicular to the gradient, that unit vector gives us the direction of a level curve, where the height doesn't change at all. So the question now is, well, how do we find a vector that's going to be orthogonal to the gradient? Let's call this vector vector v. And vector v is orthogonal to the gradient. Its components will be the following. They will be negative, the derivative with respect to y, and positive, the partial derivative with respect to x. Or we could write this as negative del f del y, and the second component will be del f del x. So this is how we find a vector that is going to be orthogonal to our gradient. To check that this has to be the case, let's find the dot product of our gradient with this vector, because if these are truly orthogonal, then the dot product should give us a value of 0. So let's check. We are taking the dot product of the partial derivative of f with respect to x, partial of f with respect to y, there's our gradient, with this vector v, and we've switched the partial derivatives, we've switched the component and made one negative. And so that might give us a little bit of a hint that this dot product will be 0. But let's just check. The first components multiplied together will give us a negative del f del x times del f del y. And now we're adding the product of the second components. So partial with respect to y times partial with respect to f. And you can see that these are the same but opposite. And so this will give us a 0. So make a note for yourself that the vector obtained by changing our components and making the first one negative of the gradient will be perpendicular to the gradient. So if we want to know, back to our question, in what direction should we go so there's no change in the function value starting at the point 3, 1, 16, we're going to need the gradient for our paraboloid. We already found that to be 2x and 6y. Our gradient at the point 3, 1, when x is 3 and y is 1, has the value 6, 6. So a vector v that's going to be perpendicular to this gradient at 3, 1 should have components that are, we switch the components and make the first one negative. So negative 6, 6. And this vector will be orthogonal to the gradient, which means that if we go in the direction of this vector, we will experience no rise in the function.